Hi everyone, we're going to review take-home test number 1. Just remind you that you need to complete all the online assignments, online homework, online tests, and bring your lecture notes to the class tomorrow, along with your complete take-home test. Make sure to view the key to the take-home test, and also bring your CDs and your headphone to class tomorrow. Once you're done with the exam, we can move on to complete the rest of the class assignments. For those of you not here tonight, hopefully you will review these sessions. The recording of all these online sessions are available in class announcement. I see the first question would be number 12, part F. Let's take a look at that. Here we have to simplify. Then we open parentheses, 3x minus 3 inside the parentheses plus 10. To simplify this, we have to distribute and combine like terms. And I see Garcia typing, it says it is minus 4. I'm not sure which one you're referring to. You're saying that the one I'm looking at is in the key it says 4. Maybe in the actual test it says minus 4. Is that what you're referring to? I see in the key it says 4. So are you saying that in the actual exam is minus 4? I can go and retrieve that under the class. I can do that right now. Let me go ahead and click on take-home test number 1. Log into class to view that. It could be a misprint. Okay, let me do that right now. I'm logging into class to double check the question that is posted under take-home test. Okay, take-home test number 1. I'm opening it up right now. Number 12, part F. Okay, I see that in the take-home test we have slightly different questions here. I think that's what you're referring to. Okay, let me rewrite that. You're absolutely correct. It says minus 4 times 3x. Let me write that down and we review that also. Okay, I see that you already typed that for me. Thank you. Well, let me finish this and then we'll take a look at the one that you're asking. If you were going to simplify this, then we would multiply 4, we distribute 4, and then you would get 12x minus 12 plus 10, and then the combined like terms here, we get 12x minus 12 plus 10 would be minus 2, and that's how you would simplify this one. So for this example, this would be how you simplify it. If you can understand this concept, can I see a check mark next to your name, everyone? And then we're going to look at the actual one that is posted also. Let's go ahead and take a look at the other one right next to this. Here we have minus 4 times 3x, then we have minus 5 plus 2 times 5x minus 7. Well, to simplify this, we also have to distribute. We get minus 4 times 3x, that gives me minus 12x minus 5 plus 2 times 5 would be 10x minus 14. And then we combine like terms. Here we have minus 12x plus 10x. They give me a total of minus 2x. And then we have minus 5 and minus 14. That should add up to minus 19. Okay, if you can all follow this also, can I see a check mark next to your name? Okay, very good. All right, next question from take-home test number 1. Okay, 10C. I'm going to double check, make sure there's no misprint this time. All right. Okay, here we have, again, simplify. Minus 10 plus 20 minus 2 times 2 over 5 plus 2 times 2 minus 1. Order of operation, we go from left to right. We multiply first. So here we have minus 2 times 2, that gives me minus 4. And then here 2 times 2 would be 4. So we get minus 10 plus 20 minus 4 over 5 plus 4 minus 1. Now if you can all follow up to this point, can I see a check box next to your name, please? following the order of operation, we have to do multiplication first from left to right, and then we're going to do addition and subtraction. Okay, so we go from left to right. Here we have minus 10 plus 20, they give me plus 10. Again, at any time if you don't follow anything, please put the X next to your name. So at the top of the fraction, we have 10 minus 4, and we can do the same thing at the bottom of the fraction. 5 plus 4, 9 minus 1. So at the top of the fraction, we have 10 minus 4, which is equal to plus 6, or just 6. And then we have 9 minus 1, they give me 8. At this point, we have to reduce this. Both of these are factor of 2. So if I divide 2 into 6, I would get 3. If I divide 2 into 8, I get 4. So we have 3/4. Okay, if you all can follow this, clear the check mark in front of your name, please. Okay, Amber, you see what you did wrong. Great. All right, next question. We're reviewing take-home test number 1. Looks like we have 15 questions, different parts. Okay, we have 10D. Let's take a look at that. Okay, we have to again simplify. Okay, so we're gonna go 10D first, and then we'll look at next question. I see coming up 14B. So here we're going to simplify absolute value of minus 12 that we have divided by 4 plus 3, and then we have absolute value of minus 2 cubed divided by 4. Okay, this is 10D. Okay, first of all, I want to make sure you understand what it means by absolute value. If I have absolute value of minus 12, okay, what is that equal to, anyone? What's absolute value of minus 12 is equal to? Anybody can type your answer. It would be plus 12, which is 12. What's the absolute value of 12? Also would be 12. Okay, somebody says minus 12. That's not correct. Absolute value refers to how far is the number inside the absolute value sign is away from 0. So if you look at the number line, if this is 0, and if you say this is number 12, and if this is number minus 12, so absolute value of 12 means how far this number is away from 0. And if you count, it would be 12 units. and also minus 12 would be the same distance. Still would be 12 units. So absolute value refer to the distance, so that's why it would be always positive 12, because the distance would be always positive. So as you see, clearly it's not negative 12, it's 12, okay? So going back to what we were doing here, absolute value of negative 12 would be equal to 12, so we're going to drop the absolute value signs in front of all these numbers. And here, what we have inside, the absolute value with minus 2 to the power of 3. What's minus 2 to the power of 3? Let's take a look. Minus 2 to the power of 3 means you take minus 2 and you multiply by itself 3 times. Minus 2 times, minus 2 times, minus 2. It would be minus 8. So if I look at the absolute value of that, absolute value of this, that would turn out to be equal to plus 8. Okay, can I see a check mark next to your name if everybody can follow this concept here? So over here, that would give me plus 8 ultimately, because we have minus 8, absolute value of that would be 8. So now we don't have any absolute value around any of these numbers, so we can go from left to right, follow the order of operation. Again, we're going to look for multiplication or division first as you go from left to right, and the first division that we see is right here, 12 divided by 4, that would be 3. So we can copy the rest of the numbers and again go from left to right, look for multiplication or division, and it looks like one multiplication we have right here now. So we have 3 plus 24. Okay, before I move on, everybody can follow up to this point. Can I see a check mark next to your name, please? And then the next step would be doing the division. We have 24 divided by 4. That would give me 6. Okay, I need to see a check mark. That's good. So ultimately I have 3 plus 6. That would give me 9. And that should be how to simplify this. So there we have the answer. Okay, let me go back and see. Yes, you see, you're asking, do we have to multiply 3 by 8 first? Yes, you go follow the order of operation again. You go from left to right, you look for multiplication or division, whichever comes first, and then you go addition and subtraction. Okay, so we go back to your other questions. Let me see. We have 14b. That was the next question. So if you look at that. Okay, you want to write this as algebraic expression. So let's take a look at that. Okay, here we have to write each phrase as a variable expression. And for 14b, we have the quotient of 2 times a number and 5. Now let me ask everyone to tell me what do you think would be the expression. Just type your answer for me. Okay, anyone? The quotient of 2 times a number and 5. So 2 times a number would be 2x or 2n, whatever you want to call it. The quotient means you have to divide, okay, not add. I see different answers here. So you have 2n or 2x over 5. That's what it means by quotient. Okay, so that would be the right expression. Can I see a check mark next to your name if you can follow this, everyone? Excellent. Okay, next question. Okay, I'm waiting for next question. Next question, anyone? Okay, let's take a look at 15D. Here we have to solve. We have 71 minus 105 equal to 5 times minus 2y minus 3 times minus 2y plus 3y. So in this case, we need to isolate the variable y. First we have to multiply these numbers. So we have 71 minus 105 is equal to 5 times minus 2 give me minus 10y, and then we have minus 3 times minus 2, that give me plus 6y plus 3y. So in this case, on the left hand side, I have 71 minus 105. What does that equal to, anyone? Minus 34, that's correct. On the right hand side, I can combine this two at a time. Minus 10y plus 6y. That gives me a total of minus 4y. Don't forget the variable. And then we have minus 34 is equal to minus 4y plus 3y. What does that would be equal to, anyone? Minus y or minus 1y. That's correct. Okay, not 1y, Casey. Minus 1y or minus y. So in order to solve for y, I have to multiply both sides of the equation by minus 1. So y would be equal to 34. If you can all follow this, can I see a check mark next to your name, please? Okay, very good. Next question, anyone? Okay, 15b. Solve 8 times y plus 7 minus 6 is equal to y plus 60 minus 10. Okay, here we have to distribute. We get 8y plus 35 minus 6 is equal to y plus 60 minus 10. Here we have to combine like terms. Okay, we have 8y. Here we have 35 minus 6. What do we get? Give me 35 minus 6. Anyone? 41? No, we have plus 35. That would be 29. That's correct. So plus 29. 35 minus 6 would be 29. And the right hand side we have y, and then we're going to combine 60 minus 10, that gives me plus 50. Now at this point we can subtract y from both sides of the equation. If you do that, you would get 8y minus y plus 29 is equal to 50. You notice that when you do this, y moves from right hand side to the left hand side, and its sign will change to its opposite sign. Now let me stop right there. Make sure with you okay up to this point. If you follow up to this point, can you put a check mark next to your name? If you don't, put the X next to your name and explain to me what part you don't understand, so we can look at it together. I see a couple of students who still don't follow this. And it says Y29. Okay, 29 because we have 35 minus 6. If you have $35 and you owe $6, you subtract 6 from 35, that gives you 29. Okay, I see we had the error here. 56. We don't have to, I see why everybody's confused here. When you distribute 8, that should be 56. That's absolutely correct. So let's fix that. You have 7 times 8. That is 56. That was a misprint from my part. 56. So we have 56 minus 6. That would give me 50, and that's what some of you were confused there, which is absolutely correct. Okay, that should be 50. Okay, so we have another correction here. So if you can follow up to this point, now I want to see check mark. So once again, when we distribute 8, you would get 8y. 8 times 7 is 56, obviously. And then up till this point, you combine like terms. 56 minus 6 would be 50. Now if I subtract y from both of the equation, as you see, when you do that, it looks like I'm moving this y on the right hand side and move it to the left hand side, and when I do that, the sign changes to its opposite sign. Okay, I still need a check mark in front of everyone. Make sure we can follow this. Philly, are you okay? So far, I don't see a check mark. It looks like you're typing. You said, what is the rule for the y? Well, when you have equation that the variable in both sides of the equation, like in this case here, let me just concentrate on this part here. Then I have 8y plus 50 is equal to y plus 50. Okay. So in this case, I can say I'm moving this y to the left-hand side, or subtracting y to both sides from both sides of the equation. You want to have all the y in one side of the equation, all the numbers to the other side of the equation. When you move terms around, their sign changes to its opposite sign. So in this case, 8y is on the left-hand side, still is on the left-hand side, but when I move this y from right to left, then it becomes minus y, where it was before plus y. And at the same time, I can look at this as this 50 here. I can keep it on the right hand side. Now if I move this 50 to the right, then it becomes minus 50. So that would be like a shortcut what we're doing, whereas before was plus 50. What we're really doing here is we are subtracting y from both sides of the equation. At the same time, you're subtracting 50 from both sides of the equation. And in that case, then we would get 8y minus y would give you 7y is equal to 0. Now, I want to make sure you follow up to this point. If you do, just put a check mark next to it. Okay, so it looks like you're following this now. Now, in order to solve for y, you have to divide both sides by 7. So on the left-hand side, I have 7y. If I divide both sides by 7, then I would get y is equal to 0, where a number is 0. So y would be equal to 0. That would be the answer. As I was doing before, instead of moving terms around, you can look at it as subtracting y from both sides of the equation. Now at the same time here, if I subtract 50 from both sides of the equation, I get the same result, but looking at it as moving terms around would be a little bit more cleaner. It's kind of like a shortcut. So we get 8y minus y is equal to 50 minus 50, which leads into the same exact answer. 7y is equal to 0, where we divide both sides by 7, so y must be equal to 0 also. So either way you want to look at it, we get the same answer. So we can look at it as subtracting variables and number from both sides of the equation to isolate them, or looking at it as moving terms around and change its sign to its opposite sign. If you all can follow this concept here, go ahead and clear the check mark in front of your name, please. Okay, go ahead and clear the check mark in front of your name if you can follow this, please. Casey, okay, clear the check mark if you can follow this. Shouldn't be the check mark in front of your name. Giselle, clear the check mark if you can follow this. Okay, Giselle, are you with us? Go ahead and clear the green check mark. Okay, next question, please. Okay, 12H. Okay, 12H says simplify. Ten times 2a minus b plus 3c minus 4 times 5a minus b minus c. Okay, here we have to distribute. We have 10 times 2 would be 20a, minus 10 times minus 1 would be minus 10b, plus 10 times 3 would be 30c, and we have 4 times 5 would be 20a, negative 4 times negative 1 would be plus 4b, and then plus 4c. Let me stop here for a second and make sure we can follow this so far. If you do, please put a check mark next to your name. Okay, Giselle, I don't get any response from you. You must participate in order to receive credit for these sessions. Okay, if you can follow, I need you to put a check mark next to your name. Okay, doesn't look like you're there. All right, we're going to move on. So here we're going to combine like terms. We have plus 20, minus 20, that adds up to 0. And then for B, minus 10 plus 4, what that would be equal to? Anyone? Minus 10B plus 4B, that give me minus 6B. Very good, minus 6B. And then here we have 30C plus 4C, that give me plus 34C. Okay, if you all can follow this, please put a check mark next to your name. Andrea. Okay, next question is 12H. 12H, 12D. Okay, let's take a look at that. Andrew, I don't get any response from you. Do you follow so far what we're doing? Okay, good. All right, next question. Again, we have to simplify. Minus 7 times x plus 2 plus 7x. Here we distribute. We get minus 7x minus 14 plus 7x. Combining like terms, minus 7x plus 7x would be 0x, or just 0. So this whole thing would be equal to minus 14. If we can all follow this, go ahead and put the check mark next to your name, please. And next question. Okay, we're getting really close to 10 o'clock. Now, if you don't have any more questions, go ahead and put the X next to your name. That means that you don't have any more questions. Yeah, the answer would be minus 14 when we simplify that one. That's correct. Okay, I see X in front of everyone's name, so that means no more question for take-home test number 1. Those students who are not here tonight, again, remind you, you need to log in every Tuesday night to participate. You would receive credit for attending, read the grading policy, and also when you come here tomorrow to class, make sure to again bring your CVs, your headphone, your lecture notes, and your take-home test, and also make sure to have the online homework and online test that is posted in class completed, and we go over all these again tomorrow. Well, thank you for participating, and I hope I'll see you again next time.